Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. Nothing more than an embarrassment to the sport. This is Alan with D9J Sports. We're going to be getting into this thing, and we're going to be talking about the coward Jake Paul and the young man who continues to prove that he's nothing more than a joke himself. Let's jump right into this thing. So reports are coming out that Jake Paul is going to be taking on Gervonta Tank Davis. Right off of the bat, you already know. What in the hell? Tank Davis weighs 130, 135, 40 pounds. Jake Paul weighs in excess of 200 pounds. And they're going to be getting in the ring and getting it on. Well, we're going to start off. Let's start off with Tank Davis, the real boxer. Tank Davis, ladies and gentlemen, is proving that he's nothing more than an embarrassment himself. Is he broke? Because that's the only logical reason that I can see why Tank Davis would want to get into the ring with Jake Paul for a payday. Let's be honest. Jake Paul is followed by all these YouTube people and all these media people, while Gervonta Tank Davis is followed by the younger generation. You know what I mean. All the young people with the dreads and the tattoos. They love Tank Davis. But I'm here to tell you, Tank is doing nothing but continuing to embarrass himself. He just got out of jail for DV. And that was an embarrassment when we were all set for the rematch against Lamont Roach. And then now he turns around and does this. He turns around and accepts a fight with Jake Paul. When there are so many great boxers out there, real boxers, true boxers that the young man could be fighting, he'd go back into the ring and prove to us that he really was better than Lamont Roach. Or the babyface assassin Shakur Stevenson is out there. Devin Haney is out there. There are so many great fighters in his weight class that he could get out there and he could fight against. But no, they're wanting to put on an exhibition. He's wanting to fight Jake Paul. And Jake Paul himself said that they wouldn't sanction the fight. Why would they sanction the fight? It doesn't, because of the weight difference. It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense, but it makes dollar sense. Tank Davis, the young man needs some help. He needs some therapy because this here is a real true embarrassment to boxing. Just when we see boxing really getting back on the forefront of things, the way we see boxing trying to get it back right. We're all waiting for the much anticipated fight between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Yet this comes out. We're hearing great boxers like Andre Ward, former light heavyweight champion of the world, calling out heavyweight champion. That's boxing. We got Shakur Stevenson, who just won his fight against William Zapata. That's boxing. This mess isn't boxing. It isn't boxing. He's making mockery out of himself. He's making nothing more than a mockery out of himself. He's not Floyd Money and Mayweather. His career isn't over. He's not doing it for He's doing it for the money. That's the only reason he can do it, for the money. And we know money will make you do some crazy things. But in this case right here, I just don't understand it because, hell, he could make money fighting either one of those fights. Do you know that those fights would sell too? Real boxing. Tank Davis, disappointed in the young man. Really disappointed in him. Let's keep this thing rolling. Let's get over to Jake Paul. Jake the fake Paul. So all you Jake Paul fans out there, man, when are you guys and girls going to stop and realize, man, Jake is a joke. He's a YouTube sensation, but man, he's not no boxer. He's a coward is what he is. Because I'm going to tell you like this. He's nothing more than a coward. Because somebody like him should be, why don't you fight somebody? Why don't you fight somebody who's going to give you a real fight, Jake Paul? You sit up on your podcast and you do all these things and you want us to believe that you a real boxer? Man, you a joke, man. You a sideshow. And I've said it on my show before. You're nothing but a clown who continues to not wear his mask and paint on his face. That's all you are. You're a sideshow. And this right here is an embarrassment to the sport that you yourself, Jake Paul, say that you love. But no, you love money more. You don't want to be a champion. You want to get the public's money. You don't want to be a champion. Let me tell you, Jake Paul, true boxing champions, true boxers, they get in there against real competition. That's what they do. They get in there against real competition. You're not going to see a heavyweight champion. You're not going to see Alexander Usyk fighting Shakur Stevenson. You're not going to see that. You're not gonna see Devin Haney fighting Anthony Joshua. You're not gonna see Lomachenko fighting the Gypsy King. You're not gonna see that. But this right here is nothing more than a sideshow, a complete embarrassment to the sport. What can we do about it? Well, us true boxing fans, we can't do anything about it because there are some people out there who are really boxing fans who are gonna watch it. Who are gonna watch it. So Jake Paul will be walking around the fight between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and when the camera gets on him, he will want you to think that he's the real deal. He's not the real deal. You're not the real deal, Evander Holyfield. You're the fake snake, Jake Paul. You're nothing more than a coward, and it's nothing more than an embarrassment to boxing. This is one of those times, ladies and gentlemen, where we need to stand up as a boxing community and say, no, this ain't right, man. This ain't right. Boxing should do something about it. But when you get two clowns together, this is what you're going to get. Two clowns. The funny part about this clown show, neither one of them are a headlining act. Well, let me take that back. Tank Davis is. But he wants to go to the circus. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be a clown in the circus. Just messing his legacy up. Pitiful. This is Alan with D9J Sports. Jump in the comments and let's talk about how big of an embarrassment this really is. I'm definitely out.